Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Saturday, the 5th of March 2022. In today's Millwall news, today was match day and they only went and did it, didn't they? They only went and did it. 5 in a row. Absolutely amazing. Ground out a result. It wasn't the most pretty of games, but we got a clean sheet and got away with a 1-0 win. So this is the match report from news@den.co.uk. So let's have a read of this. Reading 0, Millwall 1. Jake Cooper scored his second winner in as many games to secure Millwall's 5th victory in a row as the Lions closed the gap to the top 6 to just 3 points. Cooper headed home Jed Wallace's corner in the 61st minute to secure Millwall their joint best run of wins in the second tier since April 2012. Match details. It was a bright start for the visitors. Jed Wallace was making his 250th appearance for the Lions and fired a free kick into the wall in the second minute before curling another one over the bar 30 seconds later. Tom Ince went close to give Reading the lead in the 7th minute, only to be denied as his shot was parried away by Bartosz Białkowski. The Lions were inches away from going in front in the 23rd minute. Tom Holmes forced to head off the line after a well-worked Millwall corner routine. The visitors broke the deadlock in the 37th minute as Cooper rose their home at a back post. The hosts forced 2 chances in reply, both from John Swift, as he first curled an effort over following a decent passage of play with Lucas Jow, and then his free kick was tipped over the bar by Białkowski. Paul Ince's side started the second half on the front foot, and Jow again almost found the net for the Royals but headed over from a corner. On the hour mark, George Saville made a crucial intervention as Junior Hoylett looked set for a clear run on goal. Reading piled on the pressure as they sought an equaliser, but Danny Drinkwater and Jow couldn't level as the Lions held on for a crucial 3 points in a playoff race. Takeaway: standing skipper leads the way against his former club. Cooper wore the armband in the absence of the injured Sean Hutchinson, and it was deja vu as, like last weekend against Sheffield United, he headed home another delivery from Jed Wallace and Millwall again won 1-0. Cooper ran to the back post and was not picked up by the hosts as he beat goalkeeper Luke Southwood, who may well have been disappointed not to keep it out. Cooper led the defence superbly well, making several blocks and clearances and commanding the response as the Royals increased the pressure after the break. It was Cooper's 4th league goal of the season, all of them winners. Just like you, Jake, you're a winner. 250 appearances for Jed Wallace. Jed Wallace didn't start for 2 months and 7 games. Millwall won 2 of them. He has started the last 5 and Millwall have won, and the Lions have won them all. That says it all there, doesn't it? That says it all, and he's probably going to be leaving at the end of the season. Then that says even more. What's going to happen next season? How do you replace someone like Jed Wallace? His influence is on a level that is up there with what any player has on their side in the Championship. In his last 4 games, his record is pre-assist, assist, goal, assist, assist. This was his 250th appearance for Millwall, and it was fitting he marked it yet again by setting up the winner. Given how much he plays for the badge, there can't have been many Lions supporters who doubted his commitment during January when Nottingham Forest tried to sign him. If there is anyone who still doubts him, they need their head examined. Lions once again show absolute determination as they get 5th clean sheet in 8 games. A 1-goal lead in football is always a precious one, especially for a side that don't tend to score a whole bunch. The Lions were forced to show real resolve in the second period. Reading piled forward and created several chances, but Millwall defended in numbers. They will need to carry on doing that to reach the top 6. That dream looked so far away just 5 games ago and is now firmly achievable, with the gap to Middlesbrough in 6th place just 3 points. Right outside go to Hewood Park for their rearranged game on Tuesday night. 5 points off 4th place Blackburn Rovers with a game in hand. Now that's a tasty fixture there. Then it's Borough at home next Saturday. Millwall are defying the odds. You could hardly ask for 2 better games in the next week to see if they can keep doing it. Well, that's it, isn't it? It's not only that, but we've got Huddersfield after that. The next 3 teams we're playing are teams that are up there. So it's either we do well against them and then get ourselves up there, or they step on us and they get the victory, and then it shows, okay, we're not quite at that level yet. But there you go. Team news: Rout made 2 changes to the side that beat Sheffield United, with Ballard and Phobie coming in for Hutchinson and Bennett. And the team was Biakowski, McNamara, Ballard, Cooper, Murray, Wallace, Malone, Mitchell, Saville, Jed Wallace, Burry, Phobie. And the subs were Mahoney on for Jed Wallace on the 86th minute, George Evans on for Tyler Burry in the 70th minute, and Zach Lovelace on for Phobie in the 90th minute. And the subs not used were Long, Pierce, Muller, and Briscoe. So we did have a full subs bench, but 3 of them were youngsters. And the other one was Pierce, and the other one was the backup goalkeeper. So not a lot of options on the bench there. The team basically picks itself. And it's kind of like going back to the old days when you didn't have a big massive squad and the same players played game after game after game after game. And it not being funny, there were teams, was it Liverpool dominated back in the day. They won and won and won and won. And there were teams back in the day where they played the same team week in and week out, and they won games and it wasn't a problem for them. So now you could say the game's changed, it's different. Yeah, you could do that, but I think we're proving now that having big squads and having lots of options, or not only that, but having players who are not playing, constantly moaning at you, well, when am I going to play? Can I play? When am I going to get back in the team? I'm doing well in training, and I'm not even getting a sniff. Well, if you've only got 15 fit players, or even less than that, that isn't a problem, is it? The team picks itself. So let's get on to some of the comments, post-match comments. This is from news@den.co.uk. That's not too bad, come on. Millwall boss after being asked about career milestone as a manager. And what this story is about is so Millwall have won 5 games in a row, and that was the first time in Gary Rowett's managerial career, over all of the clubs that he's managed, that he's won 5 games in a row. Gary Rowett preferred to put all the praise on his players after the first time he had won 5 league games in a row as a manager. Millwall defeated Reading 1-0 on Saturday afternoon to move within 3 points of the top 6. It was pointed out to Rowett it was the first time in his managerial career he had achieved that milestone. The problem for me is I've never won 6 in a row, Rowett joked. I was made well aware, I feel like I should almost be embarrassed. I was made well aware I've never won more than 4 in a row. I thought, that's not too bad, is it? Come on. Look, it's not about the manager's results. It's not about the manager's record. It means absolutely zip. It's about the players, and the players feeling good about what they've done today. But we're focusing on the next game against Blackburn. Let's see if we can be competitive. If we win another game, great. If we don't and play really well, it is what it is. At the moment, I'm more focused on keeping players fit and hoping that we have 1 or 2 players back within these next 4 games. That's really our focus. When Millwall lost 3-0 at Fulham a month ago, they were in the bottom half of the table and 8 points off the playoffs. Rowett was asked what his thoughts were on a potential playoff challenge, and he replied, exactly what I was thinking when we were about 16th in the league and not playing well enough. Maintain performances, try to do the right things. How can we help the players recover? How can we prepare them in the best way for their next game? Which is a tough away game at Blackburn, which we probably shouldn't be doing because we should have played the first game, in my opinion. That's what we've got to focus on. I think we're better than like that. Better when we think about performances and what we've got to do to win games and be competitive, rather than start looking at the table. There's a long way to go yet. I don't think we're good like that. We've done that previously. We're better concentrating on what we're doing, enjoying the moment after winning the game, working hard and trying to do it in the next game. Yes, take it game by game. Fuck the playoffs. Don't worry about the playoffs. Just think about the next game, which is Blackburn away. Just focus on that. That's all you got to do. So, moving on now to this. And this is from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Millwall match winner labelled invaluable after he seals a 6th straight win. Gary Rowett labelled Mill's match winner Jake Cooper as invaluable after he scored the decisive goal for the 2nd week running. The Lions beat Reading 1-0 at the that stadium on Saturday afternoon thanks to a header from the centre-back. Cooper also scored the winner against Sheffield United last week and has scored 2 goals in 2 games for the South London club. Rowett said, Adam, Robbo and the analysts worked really hard on identifying the weaknesses of teams. Reading have conceded quite a lot of goals from set pieces. Coops has really stepped up. It's a good delivery from Jed and Coops rises the highest against his old club. Great header, but he scored a few of them in recent weeks. He's been invaluable. He was excellent today, Coops, as our captain showed a real leadership performance, and to cap it off with a goal that wins the game is really nice. In the past 5 games, a set piece has either won us the game or it's taken the game away from the opposition. It's important we do that. It's a championship, isn't it? Sometimes you have to find different ways to win. And in this little run that we're on, we've certainly done that. We played really well at the start of it against QPR, some really good football. Then certainly Sheffield United last week and the game today, we had to dig it out and defend well and defend in an organised manner. We knew that Reading maybe in the first half they would be a little bit more compact. Defensively, we actually moved the ball quite well in the first half up until the final third. We probably had the majority of the control. Apart from a couple of transitions they had, it was really just a final pass for us, trying to unlock that final little bit. Second half, we had a couple of good moments early on. After that, we didn't pass the ball well enough, and it was always going to throw a bit of caution to the wind, but we defended. Coops made a fabulous block. Sav made a great block. Bart didn't have that many saves to make, but you have to see those moments out, and we did, and it's another big win for us. So there you go. Nice touch, Jake Cooper. I said it might be a big game for him. Obviously, going back to Reading, playing against Reading, the team that he was a youngster at. And nice touch that they made him the captain, because there were probably a fair few people they could have chosen to take on the armband, and they actually went with Jake Cooper, which was a nice touch. So, yeah, good. And it paid off. He got him motivated enough to get a winning goal. So fantastic there. Moving on now to this from Gary Rowett also from news@den.co.uk. Millwall boss on his side's massive heart, invaluable Coops and a great away following. Millwall boss Gary Rowett praised the massive heart of his depleted side, praised the leadership of Jake Cooper after the defender's only goal against Reading. It was also a second 1-0 win of the season against Reading, who lost their second game in a row under Paul Ince. It's a championship, isn't it? Sometimes you have to find different ways to win. And in this little run we're on, we've certainly done that, Rowett said. We played really well at the start of it against QPR, some really good football, and certainly Sheffield United last week. In this game today, there were certain areas where we just had to dig it out and defend it well and defend in an organised manner. I saw comments by Paul Ince in the week. We knew that maybe in the first half they would be a little bit more compact defensively. We actually moved the ball quite well in the first half up until the final third and probably had the majority of the control. A couple of transitions they always look dangerous on, but you're going to when you've got the likes of John Swift and Lucas João, some really good attacking players that most teams would love to have in their ranks. It was really just trying to unlock that final little bit for us. We scored from a set piece, and after that we just didn't quite pass the ball well enough. They're always going to throw a little bit of caution to the wind. Coops made a fabulous block. Yeah, we've heard all that. We've heard all that on the previous one. Okay, here we go. Here's a little extra. Early season, we didn't score enough from set pieces. When you're a team that doesn't score lots and lots of goals, we've seen it in the last 5 games. The set pieces either won us the game or taken the game away from the opposition to make it 1-0 or 2-0. It's important that we do that. It's a tough division to create lots of chances in open play, especially when you're playing Tuesday, Saturday, Wednesday. Long journeys, small squad at the moment that we've got about 15 players over the age of 16 available. And it's a real slog for us, but the players have been working incredibly hard, put incredible shifts in and shown massive heart, and deservedly in front of the great away following took the points. So there you go. Sorry, I think I've repeated a fair few of that from the previous story, so We're going to move on now to this. This is comments from the other side of the fence from the Reading camp. Now, we got an interview from Michael Gilks here, not from Paul Ince himself. I don't know why that was. Maybe he's just flounced out, not too happy. So this is from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Major weapon. Reading interim assistant boss knows all about Jake Cooper's threat as he bags Millwall winner. Michael Gilks, former Millwall player, some of you may be old enough to know that, described Jake Cooper as a major weapon after the Millwall centre-back popped up with a winner once again. Cooper has scored back-to-back goals for the Lions, who are on a 5-match winning run for the first time since 2012. Reading interim assistant manager Gilks said, "I've known Jake Cooper since he was 11, 12 years old. He's a good lad. He's a weapon in both boxes. Defensively outstanding, and especially in attacking boxes he causes problems. You've seen it, he scored last week. How do you mark him? We're not the only club that will struggle, because if you put one on him, goes on, or put two on him, he seems to find a way to get on the end of it. He's a major weapon for Millwall Football Club. We just lacked that little bit of quality in the last third. Performance-wise today was very positive, but we did struggle to break Millwall down in the most crucial part, which is their goal. One of Millwall's strengths is set pieces. They had 7 opportunities today. 6 of those were set pieces. They had one shot which then led to the corner, that led to the goal. They're extremely good at it. Jake Cooper is a threat in both boxes, as we knew. We prepared as best as we could, and that was the difference today. It just didn't go right for us today. Sometimes it sometimes was the opportunities that we had and didn't take advantage of. There will be games coming up where we will. Today didn't go for us. That little bit of detail in the last third, we didn't have enough to open them up. Defensively, they're a very good side and very consistent in what they do as well. So there you go. There's former Millwall player Michael Gilks giving us the opposite side of that game and giving the Reading point of view there. So now we're going to move on from this to this from news@len.co.uk. Millwall have same number of clean sheets in the last 8 games as the first 23. Boss on that statistic. Gary Rowett said Danny Ballard's return was massive, as the on-loan Arsenal defender made his first start in more than 3 months to help Millwall to a 1-0 win at Reading. Ballard went into the team to replace the injured Sean Hutchinson and helped the Lions to a 5th clean sheet in their last 8 games, the same number as in their first 23 championship matches this season. Rowett welcomed the side's return to being tough to break down. Yeah, it's like back to how it was like last season, the start of last season. We've gone back to that way, and it's good to see. That's been important for us. We spoke about that before. Rowett said, again, if you don't score lots and lots of goals, then you've got to make sure you're defensively solid. We've looked a lot better defensively in the last period of games, and that's sometimes my fault as well, because early season people talk about more goals, we talked about more goals and taking risks, being a little bit more open. The flip side to that, of course, is that sometimes there's a little more space on the pitch where other teams can exploit. We got the balance right at the moment. I'm certainly a lot more pleased with our performances defensively than I was previously. If we lose Archie, someone like Dan Ballard comes back in was massive today. Losing Benno and Bennett comes back in, it felt a little bit like for like. It wasn't a massive issue for us. It made the bench a little bit lighter, but certainly it was good timing for those players to get back on the pitch and perform well. So there you go. Clean sheets. Same number of clean sheets in the last 8 games as in the first 23. We are back, baby. We're back. We are doing it. What's happening? So let's have a look at that. So here you can see I've sorted. So this is from soccerbase.com. It's just the results this season, nothing special. Let's have a look. So here we go. The home form. I'll split into away and home. These are all our home games so far this season. We've got 6 home games left and we've got 6 away games left. Look at these home games that we've got. Middlesbrough, Huddersfield. Those are the two of the teams at the top, and the rest not at the top. But you look at how many L's there are, losses, at home. There's 5 all season, but you take a closer look, 2 of them are actually in cup games against Premier League teams. So against Leicester, of course, and against Crystal Palace. So that means we've only lost 3 times in the league at home so far this season. Against, obviously, Fulham, which that's nothing to be ashamed of. Against Luton, that is something to be ashamed of. And against Nottingham Forest, which was just a bit late on, just a bit lapse in judgment, taking a throw in, and otherwise we would have come out of that game with a 0-0. So our home form is not only playoff worthy, our home form is basically promotion worthy, top 2 worthy. This is incredible home form, but so why aren't we at the top? Well, let's have a look now. You can see here it's the complete opposite in terms of going away. We've only won 5 away games, which the last 2 away games we've won. Has something clicked? Has a switch been flicked? Have we turned a corner and we're doing things right? Or are we just playing the 2 beat up teams at the bottom of the table, playing Derby and Reading? Now going away to Blackburn's going to be a different kettle of fish. They do have their injuries as well, but that's not going to be easy. So you can see here, so 5 wins away from home, 3 of them have been 1-0 wins. So keeping a clean sheet is very important in terms of us trying to win away from home. If we can do that, we've got a chance. Because other than those 3 away games where we won 1-0, the only other time where we kept a clean sheet was a 0-0 against Swansea. So we've only kept 4 clean sheets away from home. 4 out of all these games we've played here. And again, like I said, we've got 6 away games coming up. Yeah. Blackburn's coming up on Tuesday. Stoke, Luton, Preston, Birmingham, Bournemouth. These are not wildly difficult games. Preston, Birmingham, they should not be that difficult. Preston is obviously on Good Friday, so that might be a factor in it. When will that be played? Is that being played at lunchtime? Yeah, 3 o'clock kickoff on Good Friday. Okay, that's interesting. And I imagine we're at home on the Monday. Yeah. So then we come back and play Monday afternoon on Easter Monday. Not Good Monday, Easter Monday. So yeah. But you look at these games coming up, there's not really anything to be scared of, is there? There really isn't. And the way the players are playing at the moment, absolutely fantastic. If we can keep a clean sheet against Blackburn, we got a chance of winning that game. And even if we don't, if we concede 1, we got a chance of coming away with a draw. Because you can look here against Middlesbrough, away at Middlesbrough, away at Forest, away at West Brom, away at QPR. We drawn 1-1. Apart from West Brom, those teams are at the right end of the table, and we did well to keep them down to 1 goal and we had scored 1 against them as well. So, but here's why we're not in the playoffs, is our away form. That's why we're not doing well. Because our home form is top 2 worthy. Absolutely fantastic it is. We've only lost 3 times at home in the league, and that is absolutely brilliant. So moving on now to the next game, Blackburn. Now, tickets are on sale. There's 400. Now you've got a bit of a deal here. You pay 20 quid for a ticket, you can get free coach travel. Now you need to be a member. If you're not aware, only season ticket holders and members can buy away tickets. But you have until supporters. So yeah, tickets will go off sale 2 p.m. on Monday the 7th of March. Right? We got 400 extra tickets for the fixture. Coaches will leave the den at 12:30 on Tuesday the 8th, yeah, and they're free of charge. So you could go to the den, get on a coach, travel all the way up to Blackburn, get in for 20 quid with your ticket that you bought in advance, and then maybe have a beer or two in the ground. These coaches, they time it so that if you've never been on the coach before, they try and time it so that you get to the ground about 15 minutes before the game kicks off, or half an hour. They don't, and they drop you off right at the ground. They don't want you roaming around the town. You're pretty much bubbled up. So you're delivered to the ground. You're expected to eat and drink on the ground. So for the price, for 20 quid, I don't know how much the beer is in Blackburn in the ground. I imagine it's not that expensive. It'll probably be less than a fiver, but you could have 2 points for £10. So for £30, you could travel up to Blackburn. Now I was pretty tempted to do this myself, but the game is going to be on iFollow, and I'd rather do that, to be honest, yeah. Even though I've never been to Blackburn before, and I would like to go to this game, just because the only thing is, I will tell you, now the coaches will leave at the den at 12:30, and they'll probably get back to the den about 1 a.m, 2 a.m. So do be aware of that as well, you know. But not bad, is it? You could, for 20 quid, you could go and take up a game. Taking the game at Blackburn and seeing if Millwall can make it 6 wins in a row, and you could be part of that. You could be up there cheering them on. One of the 800 fans doing so. There you go. Something you might be interested in. I really am tempted to do it, but don't fancy getting back in London at 2 a.m, then getting in my bed by probably 3 a.m. I need to get up for work the next day at about 8 a.m. I'm not spring chicken anymore. Maybe you are. Maybe you're retired and you haven't got work to go to. So fuck that. So why not 20 quid? If you are on OAP, it's even less than 20 quid. It's 17 quid. You can have a snooze on the coach up there. I'm sure you can. If you're old, if you're a lot older than me, I'm sure you can just nod off quite easily and catch a few hours of skip. So there you go. If you're tempted, I'm tempted. I don't know, but free coach travel there, and only a 20 quid for a ticket or less. Why not 6 in a row, why not? We're going to finish today with this. So this is from a website called trainingground.guru, and they're basically they're like a news site for football jobs, and they've got the Alex Aldridge story. It's just the quotes that we've already read. I'm not going to read all of this shit. But what I am going to show you is the bit at the bottom. The appointment means exactly half of the clubs in the Championship now have a technical director or equivalent. And you can see the full list below. And I do love a list. And here you can see, so what teams have got a technical director or football operations manager. And here they are: Bournemouth, Birmingham, Blackpool, Fulham, Tony Khan, I believe that's the son's the owner's son, Huddersfield Town, Middlesbrough, Millwall, Nottingham Forest, Peterborough United, QPR, Stoke City, and Swansea City. So a mixed bag there. Some teams that are near the top of the table, at the top of the table, and some teams that are not. Some teams that are at the bottom. So it doesn't really lend itself to being successful. But this seems to be the new way, and some clubs have taken the new way and are going that way, and some clubs cling on to the old ways and do it that way. And who knows which is right? Who knows? I imagine it depends the caliber of the person that you have in that job. You can see here some are like ex-footballers, Barry Fry, Les Ferdinand. Some are family of the owners and whatnot, and some are just like normal bods doing normal bod jobs. So there you go. I just wanted to share that with you, and now that I have, I'm going to finish. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.